In recent years, schools have witnessed a significant and alarming increase in incidents of violence. What was once considered a safe haven for learning and growth is now, for many, a place of anxiety, confrontation, and sometimes even danger. This unsettling reality has come to the forefront with a series of real events that shook the Egyptian educational community and drew the attention of parents, educators, and policymakers alike. It was a chilly morning in January 2025 when a shocking incident unfolded in one of Alexandria's international schools. Students were gathering in the courtyard, exchanging morning greetings and preparing for their classes. But beneath the surface of routine and order, tensions had been simmering. A disagreement that began as a simple misunderstanding between two students quickly escalated. Words were exchanged, voices grew louder, and before anyone could intervene, anger erupted into violence. In a matter of moments, the conflict spiraled out of control. Students resorted to using sharp objects, turning the school grounds into a scene of chaos. The result was devastating. One student suffered serious injuries and had to be rushed to the hospital. Teachers and administrators were left in shock. For many of them, this was not the first time they had witnessed such confrontations, but never had the violence reached such a dangerous level. Concerned parents gathered at the school gates, desperate for information and reassurance. Questions flooded the community. How could a place dedicated to education become the site of such brutality? What had led these young people to resolve their differences with weapons rather than words? As the community grappled with the aftermath, another disturbing event made headlines. In the quiet village of Dandara in Kenya, a mother, driven by anger over a previous altercation involving her son, stormed into the local agricultural school. In a fit of rage, she attacked a student with a knife, inflicting injuries that sent shockwaves through the small town. This was not just a case of student-on-student violence. It marked a troubling escalation, with adults entering the fray and putting children at further risk. The chain of violent incidents did not end there. In Cairo's Helmiya Preparatory School for Girls, a teacher found himself at the center of a heated confrontation with a student's parent. The teacher had reprimanded a student for neglecting her studies, but the parent, instead of engaging in constructive dialogue, responded with aggression. In a moment of anger, the parent slapped the teacher, causing him to faint. This incident, witnessed by students and staff, underscored the increasingly volatile relationship between parents and educators, a relationship that should be built on mutual respect and collaboration, but which, in this case, was shattered by violence. These real-life incidents are not isolated. They reflect a wider phenomenon, the rise of violence in schools, which now encompasses not only physical assaults, but also bullying, verbal abuse, and even online harassment. According to a November 2020 report by Human Rights Watch, technology has introduced new avenues for violence, especially gender-based cyberbullying, which intensified during the COVID-19 pandemic as more children spent time online. This form of violence is often invisible, but leaves deep scars on the mental health and academic performance of its victims. In the pulse of this growing crisis, organizations such as UNICEF have called for urgent action. Schools must become sanctuaries once more, places where students and teachers feel safe, respected, and supported. In January 2019, the voices of young people were heard on the world stage when an Egyptian law student contributed to a global manifesto against school violence. This manifesto stressed the importance of establishing strict rules and legal restrictions on bringing weapons into schools, and called for comprehensive policies to prevent all forms of violence. Today, the need for effective educational policies, robust legal frameworks, and empowered teachers is more urgent than ever. It is essential to foster positive relationships, teach conflict resolution, and create an environment where differences can be addressed peacefully. Parents, teachers, and students must work together to rebuild trust and ensure that schools return to their true purpose: nurturing minds, building character, and shaping a safer, brighter future for all. While these stories are accompanied by disturbing images and headlines, they serve as a powerful reminder that the fight against school violence is far from over. Only through collective effort, awareness, and unwavering commitment can we restore our classrooms to places of peace, learning, and hope?